Welcome to Speak, Think, Serve, the blueprint for growth without burnout. Sharpen your words, strengthen your mind, and serve with intention.
Picture this. It's 5:30 in the morning, the sun's not even up, and there's this guy, let's call him Concrete Carl. He's not flashy, not the loudest in the crew, but every single morning, rain or shine, he's out there prepping his truck. Tools lined up, checklist in hand, coffee in the cup holder. No big speech, no "I'm the man" Instagram post, just consistency. And you know what? That's where his transformation started. Not with some grand ambition, but with a habit so reliable it was almost boring. And boring, in this case, was magic.
Yeah, I love that. And it's funny because most people, especially in business, get obsessed with goals. I want to hit this number. I want to get that promotion. But the research is pretty clear. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. James Clear, right? And Harvard Business Review backs it up. People who focus on behavior-based standards, not just those big shiny KPIs, end up building more trust and actually get promoted more often. It's not about the ceiling, it's about the floor you refuse to drop below.
Exactly. And I think we overvalue goals because they're exciting. They're like fireworks, flashy, but gone in a second. Systems, though, they're the soil. They're what you plant yourself in. And the best part, systems actually reduce those emotional roller coasters. You don't need to wake up motivated every day if you've got a structure that carries you through. It's like, if your worst day is still solid, you're already winning.
That's so true. I mean, think about it. A bad goal with a great system still works. But a great goal with no system, it just falls apart. Managers who focus on daily standards, not just results, see better long-term performance. It's the high-floor employees who get trusted with more, not just the high-ceiling ones who have a few big wins but can't be counted on day to day.
And that's not just for the Concrete Carls of the world, it's for all of us. Like if you're listening and thinking, I'm not a systems person, well, you probably already have some. The question is, are they working for you or against you? The words you use shape your reality. The systems you build, they shape your identity.
Yeah, and I think that's a perfect segue, Amani, because it's not just about what you do, it's about who you become. Let's dig into that, how standards and identity are tied together, and why consistency is the real game changer. All right, let's do a quick role play. Imagine you're hiring for your team. You've got two candidates. First up, goal guy. He's all about big dreams. I'm going to double sales. I'm going to run a marathon. Then you've got system person. They say, I walk 10 minutes after dinner every night, no matter what. I review my agenda every morning, even on weekends. Who do you trust to show up when it matters?
Oh, easy. I'm picking system person every time because, like you said, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your standards. And standards, they're like your personal gravity. They pull you back to who you really are, especially on the tough days. I mean, I've seen it in my poetry workshops. There were weeks I didn't feel inspired, but I kept my daily writing habit, my floor. And that floor, not the flashes of brilliance, is what made me a better leader, not just a better poet.
That's such a good point. And it's not just creative work. In business too, standards shape your reliability. If your baseline is strong, people know what to expect from you. That's what builds trust. I mean, there's this idea from the Stanford Behavior Design Lab, tiny habits, identity-first routines. It's not about waiting for motivation. It's about following your system. And honestly, when I was consulting, the folks who got promoted weren't always the most talented. They were the ones who showed up, did the basics right, and never let their floor drop out from under them.
And I think that's where a lot of people get tripped up. They think, if I just set a bigger goal, I'll get better results. But it's the opposite. If you raise your floor, if your worst day is still professional, still focused, still reliable, you're already ahead of most people. And, everything we do in this book is designed to reinforce those standards, to build habits that raise the floor.
Yeah, and it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Like I always tell my clients, don't chase the perfect plan, build a reliable one. And Amani, your story about the daily writing habit, that's a perfect example. It's not glamorous, but it's what sticks. You're consistent, constantly improving.
Exactly. And for anyone listening, maybe ask yourself, what's one area where your floor is too low? What's one standard you could set starting today that would change how you show up, even on your worst day?
That's the challenge, right? And it's a good one because when you start thinking in terms of standards and systems, you stop relying on willpower and start building real momentum. And that's where the magic happens.
All right, let's take this one step further, because it's not just about showing up. It's about how you practice, how you prepare, and how you keep raising your floor, even when nobody's watching. Let's talk about deliberate practice and what real greatness looks like day in and day out. So, Miles, have you read Peak by Anders Ericsson? It's all about deliberate practice, not just doing the reps, but doing them with purpose. Ericsson basically says it's not raw talent that makes you great, it's how you practice. And that means pushing yourself just outside your comfort zone, getting feedback, and repeating with intention. It's uncomfortable, but that's where the growth is.
Yeah, and that's such a big misconception. People think if I just put in the hours, I'll get better. But Erickson's research shows it's not about the hours, it's about the quality. Deliberate practice is focused, it's targeted, and it's a little bit painful. You're not just going through the motions, you're actually getting better every time. It's progressive overload, and that's what separates the pros from the amateurs.
And you see that in sports too. John Wooden, legendary UCLA coach, he never talked about winning. He talked about preparation, about daily standards, about being the best version of yourself. His pyramid of success? Not one block says win the game. It's all about things like industriousness, enthusiasm, self-control. If you can't do the basics, you can't trust yourself when it counts. And here's the real kicker. When you can do the basics without even thinking, when they become automatic, your floor quietly rises. That's what gives you confidence on the hard days. You're running on muscle memory built from reps.
That's so good. And it's not just basketball. I mean, think about a restaurant server. The ones who stand out aren't the ones who wait to be told what to do. They're the ones who reset tables before anyone asks, who offer water in the first 2 minutes. Those are small standards, but they build massive trust. And that's how you raise your floor, no matter what job you're in.
Exactly, and that's the invitation for everyone listening. Don't just chase the next big thing, raise your floor. Set one new standard, one daily habit that becomes your foundation, and share it with us. Seriously, post it in the community. What's your new floor? What standard changed your career? What system saved you on a hard day? That's how we all get better, by sharing, by practicing, by raising the floor together.
Yeah, and read the story and do the action items. That's what makes this stick in the real world. We want you to be the best, not just the most inspired. So, tomorrow, pick one thing. Maybe it's prepping your workspace before you log in, or sending that follow-up email without being asked. And then tell us about it in the comments. The community's there to connect, support, and keep you moving forward.
And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent, being real, and raising your floor, one day at a time.
You've been listening to Speak, Think, Serve, the blueprint for growth without burnout. Remember, ideas don't change things. Action does.